Welcome back to Pitch Pass Podcast, guys. Week 1 is now over. I'm Brett.
Hey, it's me, Brando.
Welcome back. This is our Week 1 recap show. Uh, we're going to start off by talking about what actually happened in Week 1. Some of the surprises, the good, the bad, and we're not really sure what happened. And then we're going to give kind of a preview for Week 2. I feel like Week 1 was really chaotic because you have a lot of players that didn't play in the
Oh
preseason.
man.
The
So I
one thing
absolutely
that's
want.
really consistent is the
Mhm.
Falcons never fail to choke a lead like that.
Oh my God, the Falcons never fail to choke a lead, and man, if you're a Falcons fan, it has to be so frustrating.
I'm
If
sorry.
you're a Fal- if you're a Falcons better who bets them with the fucking points, you
Yeah.
gotta love it.
Well, if you're a Kyle Pitts fan, also, I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. Shout out to all my fellow Cal Pitts fantasy owners, stands, troopers. We took an L this week.
Yeah.
But it's okay because us Drake London troopers know that he popped off in a great game. Drake
Also,
London
oh yeah, sorry.
led all rookies in receiving yards this
That's
week.
true. That is true. I do have one
Mm-hmm.
thing to say, and it's that I'm a prophet, by the way, and I apologize if you're a Patriots fan or a Mac Jones fan because I literally
He
called
fucking
last
got
week,
hurt.
the like, what was it, like 4 days before they played? I was like, I just have a feeling that a quarterback's gonna get injured. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna name drop. It was Mac Jones. So the other two players that
That
I'm
was like
worried
a
about,
midnight thought.
yeah. The other two players that I'm worried about, I'm not gonna cast it out into the universe, but I do have it written down with a timestamp. So if I'm correct, I can provide proof. But follow us on Twitter. Go ahead, drop a follow. Bottom left is our link for Twitter, and bottom right is the link for other. Well, I guess our Twitter's on the bottom right too. But yeah, that's our @ for all socials.
Yeah, the
Um,
only thing I was a prophet about was the night before the Alabama Texas game at midnight. I tweeted that Texas was gonna cover, but
mhm.
Alabama was gonna end up winning the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas covered.
You
uh,
ready to get started?
yes, I am.
So,
So
opening night, Bills Rams. That was a
I
game.
feel like, yeah, one of my favorite things about this game that came from it is I so hope everyone who's also on Twitter and also a deviant saw the video of Josh Allen face humping Jalen Ramsey.
Oh yeah, he had him down on the ground. He was giving him
Yeah,
the work.
yeah, he really was. Good thing for Jalen, he's wearing a visor, man.
Yeah, real.
Like for real, because Jalen's at the bottom of the pile. There's nothing you can do because there's bodies on top of him still.
Yeah. I think he was actually holding on to
Oh,
Josh Allen's legs too, which made it even better.
oh God.
It looked like a good old-fashioned face fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and something that makes Josh Allen just so difficult is his size.
Yeah.
It's so
He's
hard to
like
bring him down in
uh,
the open field. He's
yes.
very similar to Cam Newton.
Exact that's the comp I was going to make. He's like Cam Newton if
Yeah.
he knew how to throw.
Okay, hear me out. MVP 2015 season, Cam Newton. That's just what Josh Allen is all the time.
I mean outside of his first season, yes, completely agree. Where
First
he's
two
at
years.
now, yeah.
Okay. I'll put the timestamp with it. 2020, 2019, 2020 Josh Allen to now.
Okay.
Because once Stephon Diggs got there, together with Brian Dable,
Mhm.
was when Josh Allen was finally just fully unlocked
Yeah.
as a player.
Yep. Um Speaking of a good old-fashioned face fuck, though, Bills Rams did not go well for the Rams. I'm a Rams
No.
fan. I'm not a Bills hater by any means. I think the Rams looked really sluggish. If Cooper Cup was not open or available,
They
offense
win
did
this
not
part.
happen.
Yeah. Cam Akers was barely out there. He was out there like literally a couple snaps.
Yeah.
Whiffed a block when he was out there too. Let Stafford get lit up.
Yeah. Being okay. So everybody makes jokes about overreaction Monday for week 1. I'm gonna
Allen
keep it a
Robinson was
stack.
heavily overrated.
Well, I'm just gonna go with the Bills are the best team in football right now.
I said this to you before we shot this episode. I stand by it. This game
Mm-hmm.
It's very similar when the Ravens won their Super Bowl,
Yes.
and then they got ran through by the Broncos on opening night by when Peyton Manning for like 7 touchdowns
Yes.
and just went crazy on them. And the Broncos ended up going to the Super Bowl that year. Peyton broke a bunch of records. I could see that for this Buffalo Bills team. I could see them going on a run and ending up in the Super Bowl.
I could definitely see it. I really hope that's not the case, but
I hope it's not the case for my Chargers bet earlier in the offseason.
yeah. Honestly, what Shannon Sharp predicted, it was going to be Chargers, Rams, uh, and
The Super Bowl.
Skip predicted uh, Buccaneers and Bills, maybe? I don't remember.
I'm surprised you didn't say Buccaneers and Cowboys. Well, I'm surprised you didn't say Cowboys and then Bills, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, man.
He would never bet against the GOAT.
God, what a power stance of a man.
For
But anywho,
real.
something that kind of disappointed me about this game, Aaron Donald did play
Mhm.
well, but it seemed like a lot of times like he didn't give like very much effort.
Yeah. It was like if he got beat on the initial, he didn't keep going.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
if the play was going like away from him, he wasn't trying to run it down at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
But that was just some of my notes about it. It seemed like the Rams didn't come out.
They're sleepy.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they wanted to win that game.
It really looks like a Super Bowl hangover. They could definitely shake it off. They still have one of the most loaded roster. They don't have the most loaded roster, but it's
Mm.
definitely a loaded roster. So,
They still have a top 5 corner,
yep,
the best defensive tackle to ever play,
yep, and
a
one
solid
of
edge
the
rusher,
one of the hardest
couple
working wide receivers ever.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cooper Cup, no one can take anything away from him. He is a top 10 wide receiver.
absolute
He is a top.
no question. You could say top three.
You could say, okay, there's I'm going to keep going with this throughout the season. I feel like there's about 10 guys who really, which is a crazy thing because I don't think I've seen this since I've been a fan. There's really 10 guys right now in the NFL who can make a serious case for they are the best wide receiver in the NFL.
That I think that's fair. I think
And
Justin Jefferson is my
Justin
clear
Jefferson makes a
number one right now.
strong case.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson makes a strong case. Like you said, Cooper Cup,
Mhm.
Devontae Adams,
Yes.
AJ Brown,
AJ
Jamar
Brown Jr.
Chase. Yeah, AJ Brown's fucking phenomenal.
Yep. Really glad I stole him when I think I got him in like the fourth round or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much, in a majority of my leagues, I either have as my wide receiver 2, it's either AJ Brown or CD Lamb, and I really wish in the pitch pass league it was fucking AJ Brown instead. 'Cause he was
Yeah.
available when I picked. I should have just picked him instead of CD.
Yeah, you should have. You definitely should have
In
because
hindsight, but it's okay.
yoinkies, mine now.
Yeah, God.
um,
But speaking of AJ Brown, we might as well move forward to the Eagles Lions.
as the certified Michigan resident, I have to say, you know what? I think the Lions are probably the best they've been in a while.
Um, dare we say they've restored the roar?
Honestly,
The roar may have
I'm
been
here for it.
restored.
We
I
need to we need to draft a quarterback or acquire a quarterback in some capacity, but like
yes.
the first and foremost thing that I want to say, Aiden Hutchinson looked really good. That's the first thing I want to say. Amon-Ra St. Brown is in the top. You know what? I'll give him top 10, top
For
12,
fantasy.
no question. Yeah.
For
Yes. Yes.
fantasy?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, for fantasy. Let's put that out there.
Yes.
For Amon
Sorry.
Ra, it's for fantasy.
I should
We're
have
not going to crown
emphasized.
him yet
Yeah. Yeah.
as
Yeah.
like a
Not
that
not
good.
fantasy. AJ Brown.
Not IRL.
Well,
Not IRL.
not in fantasy. AJ Brown though.
Yes.
Definite top
AJ
10.
both. Honestly, just both.
Yeah.
Both for AJ Brown.
Yeah. Um,
Um.
the Eagles looked
I
really, really
yeah,
solid. I think they had the number one rated offensive line by Pro Football Focus, and I think that's
and they
honestly
still
valid.
do after week 1.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts, honestly, I believe he was also rated the most accurate passer on the deep ball, week one.
which, which is very nice to see.
Yeah. If
Um,
you, from a fantasy standpoint, if you own an Eagles running back, you are severely handcuffed by the fact that Jalen Hurts.
it's a committee.
Yeah, I mean Jalen Hurts alone is going to dominate at least half the run game. If he doesn't like his
If,
first look, he pulls and just goes.
well, Jalen Hurts had 17 carries on Sunday.
Yeah,
He led the Eagles in carries.
yeah.
So like, well,
Uh,
in rushing attempts, I'll say in that phrasing, because some of those are scrambles.
yeah,
Um, but man, 90 yards still on the ground is still really sweet.
yeah.
You love to see that for fantasy. You love to see that they're scoring in real life.
Yes.
The one thing I thought was kind of disappointing about this Eagles team was the fact that they let Detroit score 35 points
Detroit's got
when they're
some
calling.
weapons.
Okay, but they mostly did it on the ground,
Well,
which
DeAndre Swift is a
the Eagles
stud.
defensive line is supposed to be the strength of their team.
Yeah, their D line is fantastic. It in
It's
on
deep.
paper, but in
Yeah,
practice,
but
it was week one. You know.
what I think was wrong with their defensive line is
Mhm.
that they just kept rotating more throughout the game when they were tired
Yeah.
instead of doing it more situationally.
Hmm.
They have so many specific skill sets and body types on their D line.
Yeah.
Like you can really have some different like just setups and groups of guys out there based on down and situation.
True.
To be real, Jordan Davis should always be out there on first and second down for obvious
Yeah.
run situations.
Yes.
And when it's more of a passing down, then you'll have the Milton Williams of the world in there. Who's a good pass rusher, a little bit of an undersized guy. Reminds me a lot of Mike Daniels, my former Packer.
Hmm.
But like you said, for the Lions, they ran the ball really well. Jamal Williams had 2 touchdowns that I'm sure DeAndre Swift owners were happy about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Smile.
DeAndre Swift had almost 10 yards of carry.
Oh, I know it was 9.1 or something. Yeah, it's not
9.6.
not sustainable, but I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Hey, if you watch Hard Knocks, his coach thinks he can be the best running back in the NFL right now. And that's what his coach thinks from
You
Hard
know,
Knocks.
if he were in a better situation, if you isolate the player, it's possible. But the situation that he's in, I don't know. I don't think quite yet. I think Detroit needs at least another year.
Also, Sam Monson from Pro Football Focus has Detroit ranked as his 5th best offensive line in the NFL.
Wow. I don't
As of
think
right
so. But okay.
You know what? I think I'm okay with it because there's really not many holes in this offensive line.
Yeah, I don't think there's a hole. I just don't think as a unit they're top 5. But I'd like to see
I
a
mean,
little. You know what?
but
They
let's
warded
think
off
of
the Eagles'
some-
defensive line pretty well.
Let's also think of some better offensive lines though.
Buccaneers minus the center.
Okay,
Chiefs.
peace. Okay.
Probably Bills.
I don't know. I don't know if I'll take the Bills' offensive line over Detroit's. I feel like the Bills' offensive line is helped a lot by what Josh Allen does.
Okay, well, okay. Eagles. The
The
Browns.
Eagles are the top offensive line in the NFL.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, maybe at 5 I'm fine with. I guess that's
Yeah.
fine.
At 5, because let's be real, the only offensive lines we can, without a doubt, say are better is Philly, Cleveland, Tampa Bay,
Probably
Kansas
Kansas City. Yeah.
oh, definitely Kansas City.
Yeah.
You guys have a really good offensive line. You guys just
Yeah.
need a solid right tackle, and you guys need
Yeah.
your left tackle to actually play in pass pro.
That real and true.
Real is right.
Yeah, honestly, I really only
Sorry,
have good
Orlando
things to
Brown
say.
Jr.
I only really have good things to say about the Eagles Lions game. I don't. It was a shootout.
Entertaining.
Both sides of the ball on both teams didn't look awful. It just looked like a very hard played game.
To put it the way that Steve Sarkisian, the head coach of the University of Texas, put it, for Detroit, I don't think they lost. Like they lost, but I feel
Yeah.
like this was a great game for their culture, great game for their
Yes.
fans to know that, like, hey, like we're still in these really close games and we can hang with teams that have like deep playoff aspirations
Yes.
like the Philadelphia Eagles do.
The Eagles are still my number one team in the NFC.
You know what? After this week, it might be.
I have them as
I
a one
want to
seed.
see.
I really do.
I want to see what happened. I want to watch Jalen Hurts have to make a comeback in a game.
Okay.
I want to see what he does when he's down 10 in a game.
Well, yeah.
For the record, I'm going to also put this out there. Whenever someone says a question like that, the sample size is awful. No one does terrific. Very few do terrific in those situations.
Yeah, but I mean, if you see it happen once, you can at least feel better about seeing it happen again.
Exactly.
You want to talk about 49ers Bears here?
Niners Bears, yeah, the monsoon. Okay, one, I'm so happy that you sent me that picture
Yeah.
of how that field looked that day. It was god awful. It was god awful.
Yeah,
the Bears should be ashamed of the way that Soldier Field looks.
If I'm not mistaken, they brought in the turf for that field, or they brought in like the green for that field 3
Kentucky
days before.
Bluegrass.
3 days before. Yeah.
It wasn't ready.
No.
And that was the coach who said to do it. And I think I know why. Because he also probably saw the weather report.
Yeah.
Saw that it was going to fucking be a flood-like conditions and be like, oh, we might as well do something that kind of eliminates some of the speed on the other team.
Yup.
So we're going to make it. So the game was muddy. The conditions were awful. This was a weird game to watch.
It really
Because the 49ers
was.
dominated this entire game until at some random point, about 8 minutes left in the third, Justin Fields scrambles all the way out to his left, almost to past the line, almost to the line of scrimmage. Turns around, throws the ball the exact opposite side of the field to an open Dante Pettis Jr. Scores a touchdown. Also, love that Pettis scored that touchdown there on the 49ers because he's a former second-round pick by the 49ers, the first wide receiver in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. And I'm just happy that his only catch was that touchdown that day.
I think we should talk about some of the good things here. Obviously,
Trey Lance was great.
Well, I wouldn't say great.
Oh, not great.
The interception.
Interception was bad.
Bad. But
he got great throws and bad weather.
8 third down conversion, something like that. It was ridiculous with just his legs. So, you can't count on weather like that for every game. So I'm going to consider it widely an outlier. Brando is probably the highest on Trey Lance. He has consumed all of the Kool-Aid. I have a cup.
There's none left for anyone else. I've drank the whole pitcher. I have been on the Trey Lance train since he started his sophomore year at North Dakota State.
I think
I've been watching this kid.
I think because I know Brando a little bit, I kind of sniped some of the players that he would have taken like a round before he took them.
He took AJ Brown. You took AJ Brown before I could. You took
Trey Lance.
You took fucking Trey Lance before I could. There's probably another one. Somewhere on your team.
I think there was one more. It had to be like Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, it was Rashad Bateman.
Yeah.
If you follow me on Twitter, you know I am constantly posting stuff.
Hot take hourly for every hour you're awake.
Hourly hot takes. Come to my Twitter for an hourly hot take where I post a hot take if I'm not super busy doing something else.
Respect the grind. Respect the grind.
Dude, it was hard. It's hard doing it at work sometimes, man. Not gonna lie. It's hard doing it on the clock.
Yeah. So this game overall, field conditions were shit, but that's widely an outlier. I think both of these quarterbacks have the potential to do great things in this league. I think both defenses honestly look pretty solid too. It's one of those games that you can get some very important things from, but it's like you can't get a lot from because you're never going to see games like this. It just doesn't happen.
No, you're not, and you're 100% right. Like, you're not going to see games like this very often. Like, I love that it happened though, because it allows us to experience it for those players. I will also say I am so sorry, young man, if I butcher your name here. Talano Hufanga. I know I can Ufanga. Hufanga. I know I can somewhat pronounce your last name. Safety for the 49ers that went to USC, number 29.
Yes.
Fantastic game. I thought he was the best. Like, out of every player that played that game, I thought he had the best game. He had an interception, forced a fumble, 2 TFLs. Just a great game as a whole.
I agree.
Reminds me a little bit of, like, Bob Sanders in the way he plays. Very physical. But that's probably the last thing I have to say outside. Oh, also, Nick Bosa is still an animal.
True.
I don't think, like, that can kind of go with. I guess I didn't need to say that because we already knew that, but had a great game against
Kittle
Chicago.
will bounce back. Kittle will come back.
Kittle's groin will heal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now it's time to talk about a bad here. We're gonna remove the positive image here. Steelers Bengals.
Steelers Bengals. Oh my God.
Joe Barfo.
Oh God, and Evan McPherson, just both.
I mean,
So both.
yes.
Come on, missing all those kicks in crutch time, especially the one from fucking 29.
Yes, but also
less than a fucking extra point.
Yes, but
Missed a kick from less than an extra point.
Yeah. Dude, look,
Come on
I
now.
don't know what to tell you. It was a bad week for kickers all over.
It was a bad week for kickers. He also missed an extra point.
Yeah.
Missed one from closer to an extra point and an extra point.
It was a bad week for
What
kickers.
is this?
Steelers defense looked
Higgins.
fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Cam Hayward had a great game.
Yeah.
So did TJ Watt.
So let's start with the TJ Watt. He does not require surgery. The Watt brothers may be unlucky with injury, but goddamn, they bounce back.
Yeah, man.
JJ back like a month earlier than expected, and TJ not even requiring surgery for a torn pec. Like, just give it 4 weeks. Fuck it.
Is that his timetable?
4
4 weeks?
That's what I read on Twitter. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I know it's at least a month. It's probably longer. Let me look.
I'm gonna be tentative, and I'm gonna say 6 weeks. That's gonna be my guess for TJ Watt. 6 weeks.
Yep, 6 weeks. Okay.
Ooh, that was just my guess from a torn pec that you don't need surgery on.
Let me see.
I will say, fantastic game, having a sack, interception. Him and Cam Hayward both having a great game.
Yes.
Minka Fitzpatrick having the pick six.
Having a career game. Well, maybe not actually, but definitely
having a great game.
Solid game.
Minka Fitzpatrick is definitely. It's him and Derwin James is like the class, like the top safeties in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think if you want to put him as a whole, you would probably want Minka just because he's available.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derwin is the better player of the two. He's just not durable.
I agree with that as well. The one thing I will say about the Steelers, it's unfortunate. I mean, he should be fine for this week, no?
Well, wasn't he on fucking crutches after the game?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he either posted something or was quoted by someone who said, "I'll be in next week. I will be there." I think he's been practicing too. Let me check.
Okay. So for the record, he had 10 carries and fucking Chase Claypool had 6.
Yes.
Why is Chase Claypool getting 6 fucking carries in a game?
Yes. I'm good. And that he planned to play in the Steelers Week 2 home opener. I'm good.
All right.
I'll be there. Yep.
All right, so he'll be good. He'll be real good in mid.
The concern for me. Sorry, go ahead. No, you're good.
I was gonna say I feel bad for anyone who used a first round pick on Najee Harris in fantasy this year.
God, no.
This is not an overreaction. I've been saying this for a while. Their offensive line is bad. They've never taken the time to address it. Their quarterback is still very average. They have good young wide receivers, but that is it.
Do you feel strongly about that or something? Damn.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You're just being a truther.
I got hyped about that one. It just pisses me off when teams have an obvious glaring hole and that there's been proven avenues to fixing it. And they just don't.
Oh, you mean all of the poverty franchises?
But they're not a poverty
I know.
franchise.
That's a crazy thing.
That's the part that pisses me off. Like, if it was fucking Jacksonville or Cleveland pulling this shit, I'd be like, par for the course. But no, it's the Steelers, one of the fucking top tier franchises in the league. Like, what are we doing here? The Hunt family. What are you guys doing? Like,
Well, that's the point that I was gonna make. They spent so much money on defense, and they draft
their
offensive
defense is
players
fantastic.
so exceptionally well. The
They do
receivers they
draft very
draft,
well.
the running backs they draft. Because honestly, I'm a Najee
Disappointing
Harris
week
fan.
one from George Pickens, though.
You know, honestly, I
Rookie,
can't.
rookie first week, one catch. That's fine. That seems pretty normal.
Yeah. Um, I am concerned about the Bengals. I did not have them making the playoffs. I do not have them making a wild card.
I
I'm
feel
concerned.
like the concern is valid. They are definitely seem like their Super Bowl hangover.
Mhm.
I have a fear.
What's up?
I want to believe Joe Burrow is a good quarterback.
Okay.
I want to believe it. I fear that he's been propped up by Jamar Chase since college.
That is true. I believe he's still good, but
I think he's still good, but I think Jamar Chase is his special sauce.
probably. I don't doubt that at all. Um,
Like,
I was very concerned by what I saw because it wasn't just like a poor performance. It was like recognizing that you're having a poor performance, panicking, and continuing to force bad decisions.
compounding the problem.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't just like individual problems that you could break down and diagnose. It was like, I recognize that I have a problem, so I'm going to try to force this to fix it, and it just made it worse. That's it.
And supposedly he didn't talk to anyone in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, didn't speak to anyone. He was just silent the whole time.
I
And the last
know.
person.
I know he had appendicitis, so that could be affecting it. I don't know.
I saw a funny tweet that said, so I guess all of Joe Burrow's greatness was in his appendix.
Oh,
That's what the
jeez.
appendix does.
Shout out to whoever posted that video on Twitter of the person sitting behind the kid in the neck brace just vomiting all over themselves.
Vomiting.
And said,
Straight projectile vomiting. Just
me watching
vomit.
Joe Burrow throw 5 interceptions. It's just they're just sitting there, just throwing up down themselves. It's like a continuous stream. They throw up like 10 times in that video. It was disgusting. Didn't even try to move.
man.
They leaned forward, and the poor kid in front of him
it's like-
couldn't turn around because he was in a neck brace.
Yeah, imagine that kid's at his first. I hope that's that kid's first football game.
Oh my god, that would be his
What's that-
last. I hope not. I feel bad.
I hope not. Oh god, keep it classy, Cincy. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Patriots, Dolphins.
Patriots Dolphins. Speaking about keeping it classy, how's it going, New England?
Yeah. Okay. So again, not to brag because I never want to see any players get hurt. But
Once again, you called Mac Jones getting hurt.
yeah, I said Bailey Zapp would be the starter by week 3.
Start.
Yeah. I did say that, and Mac might be healthy. He might be okay. But what if Zapp comes in and looks better? That's
Then
what
that
I
would
have
just
to
be
say.
hilarious. And then that just means that Mac Jones was a replacement level player that was drafted in the first round.
Yeah. It's
And-
very possible. Zapp looks a lot
Okay.
better. People have been not happy with my take on this. I understand New England fans. If you're still a New England fan after Tom Brady left, you're loyal. I get it. But I'm a Mac Jones truther. I'm gonna tell you, he is a below average quarterback in my opinion. He does not know how to read a defense very well. Anytime we've seen him try to force deep passes, he makes mistakes, gets picked off. He is a product of the New England system.
Yes.
Truth.
And also the Alabama system.
Yeah.
He was able to come in, run that RPO offense that Tua ran to perfection at Alabama as well, and he was able to cash in on those great wide receivers they had and get drafted in the first round.
Yep.
Congratulations to him.
Yep.
Did it. Did a thing.
Oh. Sorry.
and-
One more thing
yes.
about the Bengals. Apparently, Chad Johnson says he's open to playing with the team if T. Higgins is out next week.
Oh God.
That's
Also said he didn't have to be faster than a bison. He just has to be faster than his date.
oh.
Yeah. So if you're going on a date with Chad Johnson, he will leave you if it's a mass shooting situation.
Oh my God. Jesus. All right. Well, back to probably an equally depressing thing. The Patriots offense. Yeah, there wasn't a lot
Yeah.
of it.
Dolphins offense looked really good.
Tua, I'm a Tua truther.
It
Okay,
looked solid.
Tua is an accurate quarterback. I'm not saying that he is a
Yeah.
great quarterback. I'm not even saying that he's good right now. But what I will say is
Hey,
that he is an accurate, at least average quarterback, potentially above average.
I think Tua has some upside. I think Tua
Hmm.
is. I think he knows what his strengths are.
Yes, I agree with that.
The quarterback. I think he's aware of it,
Hmm.
and I don't think his arm's as weak as people want to say it
Oh
is.
no, it's just a meme
I
at
feel
this
like it's
point.
functional
Yeah,
for what you need.
I think he could throw at least 55 yards,
Yeah, of course. I think
maybe
eh,
60.
at least
60 is like
45.
fringe.
I feel like 45 air yards is
Yeah.
good. 50 air yards is fine. Um, I think the weirdest thing that happened for this Dolphins offense,
Hmm.
one catch for 1 yard for Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, that was a little strange. I don't expect that to be a consistent thing. The
Unless Mike Gesicki just doesn't want to fucking block.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
playing tight ends against the Patriots is kind of one of those weird things that you're not really sure how it's gonna go. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I
But
think it's
Jalen Waddle and
fine.
Tyreek Hill both played well.
Yes,
Tyreek
I
Hill
agree.
ripped the ball away from a corner.
Yes,
That was
he
about
did, because
it.
that was an
And
interception waiting to
savage.
happen, and he elevated above the corner and yoinked it from him. Yeah, it was a really really nice
Oh.
play.
I will also say this nice thing. This is the good from this game. I think the Dolphins have the best safety tandem in the NFL.
I
Better than
agree
the
with that.
Buffalo Bills.
I agree with
I
that.
think Brandon Jones and Javon Holland, both young, versatile safeties that can do everything you want them to do.
I
They can blitz
love
the
the take.
pass. They
Yes.
can blitz the quarterback. They can play deep. They can both play quarters.
Hmm.
They can both play deep middle. Like Brandon Jones can also man up underneath. So can Javon Holland because Javon Holland has been a slot corner before.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like you can just use them in so many different ways. And since you also have two top-notch man corners and Xavier Howard
Hmm.
and fucking Byron Jones, you can really do some things.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah, but
I've
also just this Dolphins team could be sneaky good this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have them as one of my wild card slots.
Yeah, they are the only competition for the Bills.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even think they're competition, but I think they're decent.
I think they can give the Bills a scare in their division games with them.
I think they could potentially split the series, but it's the in division games are weird. But I
Okay,
mean, in the playoffs, I don't think so.
in the playoffs, no.
No.
But in those division games, they definitely could. Like, Tyreek Hill could just go off one game.
Oh, absolutely. Any game, you never
Just
know.
wreak havoc.
Cheetah baby.
Exactly.
I
Um,
will finish this game by saying one nice thing about the Patriots. Don't give up on Ramondre Stevenson. Don't do it. Don't give up on him. I think if there's going to be a running back that is going to get a lot of value in PPR that's like chronically underrated right now, he has really, really good hands. And from all of the reports coming out, he is being complimented very highly by all of the staff, including Belichick. So I would say don't give up on him. The Patriots offense may not be highly productive, but if there's one thing that they do, it's running
run the
backs.
ball.
So
Um,
especially if you have
so
that potential for PPR. If he's your flex in a deeper league, that's great. If you have him as a bench player, even better.
um, I'm gonna also say this. It also helps that Ty Montgomery's gonna be out for the year.
Yeah.
That's less competition, especially when it comes to catching passes out of the backfield.
Hmm.
All right, and let's go to our revenge game from week 2.
Browns Panthers.
Browns Panthers.
I
Wah, wah,
know a
wah.
lot of Panthers fans felt very robbed by the two bad calls. Um, by the
Baker got,
yeah.
Baker got crushed by Miles Garrett
So
in the game. It
the
was.
there was a bad call for the Panthers as well. A
Mhm.
few things I want to highlight though. The a lot I heard a lot of complaints about like a phantom what was it, helmet to helmet. And
Mhm.
I understand that it may not have been intentional, but like if you hit someone with a car unintentionally, you still hit them with a fucking car and will be penalized for it. So, I mean, like yes,
If you
he
hit
may
someone with a fucking car,
yeah, I mean, even if you
I
like
like the analogy.
even if you like glance off the side of somebody's helmet with yours, you're still hitting them in the helmet. So I mean, that's whatever. And the
So the only situation I'll give this to, maybe this may be my bias because I played on the defensive side of the ball.
mhm,
If you if you are like already low where you're supposed to be and you're trying and your head is on the ball where it's
mhm,
supposed to be to try to force a fumble,
and they slide
the
or drop.
offensive player, yeah, if they
Yeah.
slide or if they lower their crown into
Yeah.
you,
Well, then
there's not a
that's
whole
their
lot you
fault.
can do.
That's their fault. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I'm saying like in general, like if you have your head high when you go for the hit, yeah. But the other thing was the intentional grounding. It definitely should have been an intentional grounding. He definitely took a full step back and pondered before he spiked the ball. Uh, I feel like that should have been an intentional grounding. But
Yes, it should have been.
but overall, I mean, eh,
It, they okay. Carolina could have done more to win this game.
yes, definitely. They
We
could
were
have.
playing against a backup quarterback.
Yes.
I'm not gonna feel that bad for you.
No. Christian
The
McCaffrey
only
owners, don't be concerned.
I'm not.
And
I'm not a Christian McCaffrey owner, but I'm not concerned for
if
them.
if you can buy very low on Christian McCaffrey, try. Um, because some people will panic immediately after this first week. Try your best. Try your very, very best to convince someone to sell you Christian McCaffrey. If you can get him at slightly under market value, still think about how much that's worth. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4 pick at worst. You know, so.
And then let's see, yeah,
I I
and
don't know if there's a lot to talk about in that game. Do you? I'm Baker
Robbie Anderson
Mayfield.
had over 100 yards.
Baker Mayfield fourth quarter 100 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
or 156 something like that. I don't remember the exact number, but it was
I just think it's hilarious that Robbie Anderson had over 100 yards and a touchdown, and he said that he didn't want Baker Mayfield to be his quarterback.
yeah. I mean, he tried backtracking, saying, "Oh, I was just trying to defend Sam because that's my guy." But I mean, let's be real. You
It's
didn't
the
want
truth.
Baker.
Man. It's the truth. It's okay. We can all be spicy. Speaking of spicy, ties are spicy. Um, Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts. The Colts with another new starting quarterback
hmm
for Week 1 at the start of the year, and with a similar result, not winning.
But two things. If you look at the Falcons this week versus the Colts this week, I don't think the choke was Matt Ryan's fault.
Yep, it was definitely the
And
case. We
yeah,
ended up getting two. This is like literally yesterday.
the other thing is Damian Pierce owners. I there is cause for concern, but I wouldn't overreact. If you can still sell high for where you got him, I would recommend doing that. But I don't think he's going to be a bad player for your team going forward this season. I would say try to ride it out. If you're really panicked and you can sell high, go for it. But I don't know. I think you'll be fine.
And can you please send me screenshots of the most ridiculous, like just OJ Howard, like fab usage to claim him, please? I need it so much. I need it to breathe. I'm really hoping someone used like 25% to get OJ Howard because he had 2 catches for 2 touchdowns, 38
Yeah,
yards.
that I don't know about that. That was a weird.
It was a weird game.
Yeah.
Just because OJ Howard's not going to produce like that, and it's just
No.
hilarious to me that I know someone's going to. Um,
Do you have any major takeaways from this game? What I saw was, well, the Colts rookie receiver. is out with a concussion.
Pierce. Yep,
Is
got
that Alec
fucking
Pierce? Is that his name?
Alec Pierce from
Yep.
Cincinnati.
Um,
No, I don't have too much to honestly say about this game.
the Colts
Colts
defense
came out
held,
flat.
but yeah, their offense definitely came out flat.
Yeah.
I don't think the Texans are as
Michael
bad as
Pittman's
people.
really good.
Yes, Michael Pittman is going to be.
He's a legit number one wide receiver in the NFL.
Yes, he will be fed this year.
Fuck.
I don't really
wouldn't
think.
say Michael Pittman's better than fucking CD Lamb at this point.
Yeah, I'm on
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm
mean,
with it.
yeah. It's straight up like CD Lamb, like just not as good as fucking Michael Pittman at this point.
No, yeah. Well,
Which
yeah,
is
no, that's fine.
hilarious.
I just leave that flat. I'll take it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna leave it flat. I don't think I need to say anything else with that. Michael Pittman is a better wide receiver than CD Lamb right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely. We'll get to CD in a minute. CD's nuts anyway.
Just like Mike Evans is a better wide receiver than OBJ.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, no, that's
It
fine.
is.
That's
It's true.
yeah.
It's true.
Ah,
You look at the consistency over their careers. It's 1,000%.
it really
true.
it is. I know.
It-
Yeah.
Mike Evans does not get nearly enough credit. He is the most consistent wide receiver from that draft class.
Well, I was just gonna say because he's injured. Yeah, of course he is right now. But
Oh, okay.
that's what I thought that was the point that you were gonna make. That's why I was laughing.
I was saying wide receivers out of their whole class.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Includes Devontae Adams. Not
Yeah,
the
I mean-
best one, but the most consistent.
Mm,
Okay.
I'll think about that.
How many 1,000-yard seasons do you think Mike Evans has had?
What year was he drafted?
2014.
6. No, 5.
8.
8? What the?
Years has Mike Evans played?
That's
8.
crazy.
He has had 1,000 yards every
Every
year
season.
he has played.
That's crazy.
And everyone can look it up and take it to the bank. Mike Evans does not get enough credit. He deserves to get more credit and he is a first ballot Hall of Fame
I was
wide
gonna
receiver.
say the same. I was gonna say the exact same thing. I was gonna say if you don't have
First
him in
ballot.
the
He has a Super Bowl. He has 1,000 yards every year he's played. He's been consistent no matter who his quarterback has been.
I saw someone
He
say on
wins
Twitter.
at every level of the field.
Someone said on Twitter, if you don't have Mike Evans in consideration for your top 10 receivers all time, what are you smoking? I was like, oof. I was like, I have to go look at some of those stats, I guess, because top 10 all time.
Top 10 all time is a little steep.
Yeah,
But you want to see how he finishes out the last 4 or 5 years of his career.
Same.
Because let's be real, after you hit like 10 years in the league, you're creeping up at near the end.
yes, especially as a receiver. Yeah,
But here's the thing, Mike Evans' game, one, he does have that speed to his game. He can be a deep threat.
but he has a lot of strength and size.
Lost strength, he has size. He knows how to work. He knows how to beat zone coverage.
Yes, and he
And-
knows where his quarterback wants him. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
And he has a good feel and connection with Tom Brady.
completely. Yes.
And hopefully with Kyle Trask moving forward. And I'm sorry, we kind of talked about the Bucks there a little bit.
We'll get there. It's all good.
We'll get there. Sorry that we also slandered CD Lamb a little early.
Yeah. Well, we can get back to. We can do that again. That's fine.
We'll do that again.
It's double deserved. It's okay.
And since we were also talking about the Falcons choking, Falcons Saints 27-26.
Yeah.
Blocked field goal at the fucking end.
Listen.
Couldn't even get the shit up.
I think I'm gonna start by saying something nice first. I love Cordero Patterson. If there's one thing that you can count on, it's typically very high volume usage from him.
He had 25 touches in this
Yep.
game.
Yes.
He had 136 yards and a touchdown. Against a solid Saints defense. They're going to run the ball a lot because they have Marcus Mariota. They're going to use Marcus as part of the run game. Like, I'm interested to see what their passing game looks like.
Same.
Just 'cause
I can
Drake
tell
London
you,
did have a
so
good
far, Doesn't involve Kyle Pitts.
It doesn't involve Kyle Pitts because Kyle Pitts had fucking less reception than Cordero Patterson.
Yeah. This
um,
shit's ass, bro.
hey, their leading receiver was the rookie Drake London, which is a good sign to see though from the
That
kid
is
from
true. I
USC.
agree with that.
Been my wide receiver one for a minute now from this class, and I'm very happy to see him having a good week against a solid secondary.
Mhm.
Um, Jameis Winston played well. Michael
Yes.
Thomas had a really good return game.
So I was a lot higher than most people were on both Jameis and Michael Thomas.
Mhm.
Jameis is kind of my. I have him top 10 this year for fantasy at least. Maybe, definitely top 12, but fringe top 10 for regular season finish. Um, I was a lot higher on Michael Thomas's return than most people were, but yeah, this was a very, very good game. Uh, I
I
loved what I saw from us being the Saints, but I think what I liked seeing the most was the ball did get spread. Not as much as you'd like to see,
Mhm.
but it wasn't like we didn't need Kamara to dominate, and we were able to throw and get back into a game. That was the other nice thing. Jameis has been very good at you know,
Sure.
passing for his whole career. He's not afraid to take those risks. Obviously, by the 30-30 season, but it
No
seems
picks in this
much
game.
what.
No picks in this game.
Yeah,
They
that's
probably
what I'm
should.
saying. And especially with God, I wish I could remember. You deserve so much respect. The Falcons corner. I cannot remember his name.
Which one? The current corner?
Yeah,
Current corner of their team? Um, one that went to Clemson?
I think so. Oh my God, I am drawing a complete blank. I can't. He's really good though. I think the Saints offense took a little bit to
A
warm up.
breakout leader. AJ Terrell.
Yes, AJ Terrell. I fucking love you, AJ Terrell. I'm so sorry I forgot your name. Um,
Mhm.
but the Saints came out to a really slow opening. Um, the Falcons need to rely on Pitts more, man. I like I don't understand why they're
Gotta
not.
take advantage of that matchup, not
Yeah.
like that mismatch. Like Mario Davis and Pete Werner are good linebackers for the Saints.
Mhm.
Both terrific against the run. Both are really good also as like pass rushers from like blitz
The
situations.
video that we watched earlier, yeah.
But they can't. They're not great coverage guys.
Yeah.
Try to see if you can get one of them matched up with Kyle Pitts. I
N-
promise you, he's gonna take advantage of it.
no one's a good match for Kyle Pitts. No one. So,
Maybe okay. You know who I maybe Marshawn Lattimore kind of was.
yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore is good against taller receivers for some reason.
You know what? I bet if you put J-Ram on him, it would probably cause some problems, but I still think that I don't know. There's
Uh,
just not really a good matchup for Pitts' physical build and athleticism. There's not.
yeah, just
Um,
because of his size, it's very. If he can get more skilled as a route runner, it would be very Calvin Johnson esque.
yes. I I think my final takeaway.
Just from the way it looks, not from how dominant it is. We're
Yes.
not going to see a receiver that dominant for a long
No.
time.
No. Um, my final takeaway from this game is that the Saints did not win this game. The Falcons lost it. Something that unfortunately, I'm so sorry, Falcons fans. You're probably used to hearing, but you lost this game. It was not won by the opposing team. You just choked again.
My final takeaway is Grady Jarrett is a Hall of Fame defensive tackle that will never get the credit he deserves. Had 1.5 sacks on the game. Shout out to you, Grady Jarrett, for being consistently good. All right,
Ravens Jets.
Ravens Jets. Yeah.
So this was a game.
See, this was a game for a little bit until it wasn't.
You know what's crazy? So I saw a couple things. I saw a couple memes on Twitter about Jets 9/11.
Fuck.
We'll
See,
steer away from that. Okay. Um, what I will say,
R.I.P. to Pete Davidson's dad.
yeah, he says that a lot. Yeah.
He made okay. If my dad died on 9/11, I would also make a bunch of 9/11 jokes about it. I'm not gonna lie.
Man, I don't know.
But
What I will
honestly,
say,
shout out to GJ Reed for getting interception, dealing with tragedy though.
Yeah, true. And everybody asking him like, "Oh, why don't you think it was disrespectful to go celebrate on the goal or on the logo?" Like, man,
Dad just fucking
well, they
died.
didn't know that when they did you see the interview? He didn't know when he was interviewing him. He's like, "Don't you think that was disrespectful?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I'm so sorry."
Yeah.
I was like, "Bruh."
Bruh.
Um, so Joe Flacco did more for the Ravens here than he did in most of his career with the Ravens. Um,
I wouldn't say that. He won a Super Bowl and had a good super,
I
and
said
that Super Bowl
most
run was
of.
good.
I said most of. Okay.
Most of we'll discount the years you went to the playoffs.
Well,
Okay, the fact that Kenyon Drake led them in carries.
yeah. Okay. Lamar looked good. There's a positive. There's a very positive.
But great as a passer.
He had what? He had under. Let me think. I believe
120
he
yards.
had under 60% completion percentage, but the passes that he threw looked really good. The man, it's
The
hard for me to be
post
nice to the
Bateman
Jets.
was sick.
I really like the throw. What Bateman? Yeah, the loft and perfectly placed throw. I agree. Lamar's definitely developing as a passer. I will
The no
say,
look touchdown was sick too.
I believe the Jets corner tandem was the only corner tandem in the NFL to have two players with bottom 10 passer rating allowed. So one of them had a passer rating of 0 allowed, and the other had a passer rating of, I think Sauce had like 41.8 passer rating allowed against him. So
And
that's
DJ
really good.
Reed.
Yeah.
Honestly, the young like corner tandem
Yes.
they have for the Jets could be pretty good. Like the triplets they have, like Sauce Gardner, I think is a good corner.
Oh, he's a
DJ
guy.
Reed is
Yeah.
DJ Reed is getting there. I think Michael Carter
Michael
the
Carter.
second
Yeah.
is also going to get there.
Yes. I'm a very big fan. Being nice to Jets, uh, I'm a very big fan of what you're building defensively. Uh, you definitely need more time to develop. The Ravens just ran you over because the Ravens are just a much better and more complete team. But your corner tandem is really good. You have some really good pieces that you're building on. You just need a solid quarterback, really.
Maybe they should have drafted Justin Fields instead of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, man, could you
I'll
imagine
say that
Zach
until I die.
Wilson in Chicago?
You know, Chicago would have jumped at the opportunity to draft Zach Wilson. No, they would have. That organization, come on now. And
Yeah.
that he looks like he's from Naperville. Or he looks like he's from the Chicago suburbs. Those owners would have loved it.
It looks like he wears
Like,
a Vineyard
what?
Vines shirt at all times.
He looks like he knows the specific parts of Chicago not to go to.
Oh God.
um,
He man, you know, I look back at college highlights from Zach Wilson and I'm like, what we could have had, you know? He
what we
just never
had,
he
but
never panned out. I don't think he ever will.
I don't think he will either because I've seen him play and it's just not great.
Yeah. In college, he had some really good moments, but now it's just
Yeah,
kind of like,
he's holding back this Jets receiving core too because Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, and Elijah Moore
mhm.
is a really solid receiving
I
core.
agree completely. Yeah.
Imagine if fucking Aaron Rodgers had the receiving core right now.
We'll talk about Aaron
We'll
Rodgers in a
talk
minute.
about how bad that was, but yeah, let's go to the next game because this is about as much as I want to talk about the Jets.
Jags Commanders. There were positives though. The Ravens looked a lot better than the Jets, obviously, but the Jets did have some positive things going for them. We'll start with that, okay? And now we go to Jags Commanders.
So
Um,
disappointing, so disappointing. So much money I lost from you, Jacksonville.
you know,
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
I'm actually okay. What disappointed me was Curtis Samuel. Um, you know, I have Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin on two teams. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I Curtis Samuel, man, I didn't start Jahan Dotson and I didn't have Curtis Samuel, so I had Terry McLaurin, who got me a few points, but not as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, John Dotson had a just fucking. Okay, for the record, Jahan Dotson only had 3 catches. People,
Yeah, and two touch.
but 2 of them were
Yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah. So
Like it's
I will be
like I
starting
feel like
him this week.
You're to start Jahan Dotson this week?
Yep, he's playing the Lions, so yeah. Right? I think
All
so.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. I've seen a lot of rookies pop off week 1,
Yeah, true.
never to be heard from again. I see a rookie that's popped off week 1 I won't hear from until week 8.
Yeah, especially on the Commanders. You never know. But hey, you know what? At least I didn't start Brian Robinson. Okay. Love,
You know
prayers,
what?
and
Okay.
respect to him. Okay.
Brian Robinson's a solid back, but there's a dude in our league that's brain dead, and
he
he's not
we
brain dead. He's just a Cowboys fan. It's the same thing.
we told him
Um,
6 times, do not start Brian Robinson. He benched Javonte Williams to start Brian Robinson. Why?
the 50 Cent method, man. He's gonna come back and be
Oh
great.
my God. You know what?
He got shot, so he's gonna be at the top of his game
The
now.
thing that I have to say is, as soon as he was released from the hospital, though, he was right back in that facility. That is a dude who has dedication and wants to win. That's what I have to say. I love his heart. I love his drive.
He knows where the best medical care he can get is.
Well, that's also true. But it really does seem like he has a lot of heart. So
Yeah.
I really wish
Oh,
him the best.
um, Christian Kirk popped off in this game.
Yes, Christian Kirk. He's gonna get fed a lot of targets. I think we said that earlier. I don't know if we were filming or if that was what we were talking about before we were filming.
And regardless, Christian Kirk's gonna get fed a bunch of targets in this team. He had 6 catches, 117 yards. He's gonna continue to get this amount of production and work. He is the best wide receiver they have on this team.
And trust in Trevor Lawrence. That's the other thing I have to say.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence trusts him, and they seem like they have good chemistry. He's also their deep threat, so
So you always have
So
that
that's nice
potential.
to see.
Yeah.
so yeah. So you and Christian Kirk is a very fast wide receiver. We saw that with his career so far with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
He can take the top off. Someone else I want to talk about Trayvon Walker, first overall pick,
Yes.
had a great game.
He was the first defensive first overall defensive player to have sack and an interception since J.J. Watt, right?
So it was the first rookie defensive player in their first start.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so TJ did it first. It was the second to do this. First
TJ,
start for a defensive rookie to record a sack and interception. Both him and TJ Watt are the only two to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So fantastic to do that.
Hoping he pans out because he seems like a good guy. I'd like to see him pan out.
Well, he has a lot of power for an edge player.
Yeah.
So if he can really get it together, like fundamentally,
And stay healthy.
and really add some more moves to his game, health I'm not concerned about. He's durable.
Yeah. That was at Washington,
now.
right?
What?
Was that at
No, I'm talking
Washington?
about. That was at Washington.
Oh, well, if
It was
you can
in
survive
DC.
FedEx Field, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Joe Namath could not Joe Namath. Fleisman couldn't even. Couldn't even survive it.
Stadium can't even survive itself. Remember when it fell over onto the Eagles team walking through the.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Even the fans aren't safe. Even the fans aren't safe.
This game just makes me sad too. All right, we're leaving this one. All
Well,
right,
this is
on
about
to
to
the
make you
next.
really sad.
I know. You know what? I will say I want to talk about this game. Aaron Rodgers did not play great. He was under duress most of the game. We didn't have either of our starting offensive tackles.
True.
Grant, with saying all that, Minnesota had an amazing game plan.
Yes.
Coming in. Defensively, they were dropping their linebackers very far in depth, keeping everything in front of them. They were having their corners start plays at a little bit of deeper depth, so you didn't know where their drop was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it made it a little bit harder to read, not only for the quarterback, but also for the young wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was helping them a lot defensively. Offensively, they were having Justin Jefferson in motion almost every play.
Yeah.
He was moving around almost every play in motion or just lining up somewhere different every single time. And everyone who was saying just put Jair on him all game, if you were going to have Jair shadow Justin Jefferson all game, That means we are running man coverage all game. And that means guys need to make adjustments and match up on the fly every single snap, every single possession.
Yeah.
Where it's going to leave you open to a bunch of different route concepts. It's going to leave you open to slants. It's going to leave you open to a bunch of different crossing routes and flats, and it creates a bunch of different issues. You are better off just trying to zone off Justin Jefferson. I should never fucking see Preston Smith, an edge rusher, lined up on him. There's 3 different plays, one of them being a touchdown, where Justin Jefferson was first being guarded by a defensive end to start the play.
Justin Jefferson
can't win that way.
Yeah, he's one of those players that
wreck a game.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you don't play specifically to fuck him. That's really Aaron Rodgers, I'm not concerned. I think one thing to note is how the Packers have kind of adjusted their roster. So they should be scheming for a very run-heavy offense. I completely agree. The Vikings
doesn't help when you're down to start the game.
Exactly. One thing that I didn't really like, I know the rookie receiver Christian Watson dropped that deep touchdown pass.
Start the game.
Yeah, that would have been such a nice play to start the game. But
you didn't really go back to him after that very often.
Rodgers iced him out after that. I think that's kind of one of the unfortunate things about Rodgers is if something doesn't work for him once, he gets frustrated very, very quickly and doesn't go back to it.
Exactly. And Aaron Rodgers needs to be patient with this young receiving core.
Yeah. When you have a guy like Devontae for so long, and then,
Well, here's the thing. He's developed wide receivers before. He was there for Devontae to develop. He was there for Jordy Nelson to develop.
Yeah.
He was I don't get it. Anyway, the Vikings looked fantastic offensively.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook had a good game, very efficient. Alexander Madison was efficient. Justin Jefferson went federal.
Where my Irv Smith Jr. fans at?
Oh, the Irv Smith Jr. having no catches.
Yeah, that's all right. We got a prophet in the midst. He's coming up.
I love that.
That's a joke.
CJ Ham gets playing time.
Yeah.
I love seeing fullbacks get any kind of work.
I just love his name, man.
Ham. Zadarius Smith had a sack against us.
Yep.
Nice little revenge game for him.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers tried blocking him in one play and got destroyed.
Yeah, he stumbled after that shit too. He got a hit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, man, and this Vikings team looks really good. They could win the division. They honestly should be everyone's favorite to win the division after watching week 1.
Yeah.
If you are going to overreact, that is the overreaction to take.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to. I know this is kind of like the overreaction.
I would rather take. I'm gonna say my Packers are gonna still win the division, but
well, what I have to say is if you look at how week 1 started for the Packers last year versus how they finished out. Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things. It's like Aaron Rodgers was in some fucking jungle smoking some shit, throwing up all over himself instead of, playing with the team for the preseason. So, it takes a week at least.
If he wants to trip balls, let him trip balls. I don't care.
Yeah, I think your defense is good enough to keep you in most games. I wouldn't quite bail on the Packers yet. Wait until you get those 2 big players back.
Offensive line. Wait until we get David Bakhtiari and Jenkins back.
I'd say give it 2 weeks, and then you can panic or go to the Vikings, whatever you want to do. But
exactly. Teams I think should already be panicking though.
Titans.
Yeah, how'd the Titans fucking lose to the Giants? Shout out to Brian Dable.
Yeah,
in your very first game, very similar to Kevin O'Connell getting a dub.
I'm going to say something that pains me to my core because I love him very much. Derrick Henry looked human.
Derrick Henry got blown up during that game a couple of times.
Derrick Henry got sent flying. Okay, he had 21 carries for 82 yards. Now, I don't know if you guys can do math. I barely can. But if you multiply 21 times 4, that's 84. So
Oh, that
Derrick
is
Henry was averaging.
3.9, but
Yeah,
yeah.
well, it's under 4. I mean, your average Derrick Henry averaging under 4 yards per carry is.
Their offense needs Derrick Henry to function.
Yeah, he
Um,
is their offense.
Also, shout the rookie slot receiver Kyle Phillips, leading the Titans in both targets and receptions.
How many?
6
6
receptions,
receptions for
66
66
yards.
yards. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Um, I worry about the top end of this offense, especially with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, especially Derrick Henry looking human. I don't think their defense is good enough to keep them games where they can't score or
Mhm.
move the ball or keep possession of the ball.
Yeah.
I think if they're going to win games, they need to find a way to sustain drives and just
Yes.
be a team that just dominates time of possession.
Yes.
That's the way this Titans team is going to win, and that didn't happen against the Giants. Um,
The Giants didn't look bad.
no, they didn't.
The Titans
Offense
did.
was Daniel Jones still not good,
No. But
but Saquon
Saquon,
Barkley,
oh my
um,
God, a
fantastic.
million, a million nuts everywhere.
Love to see him back. Almost 10 yards a carry.
Saquon is my favorite running back. Okay, I
Um,
love Saquon with all my heart. I really do. And
options. So yeah, in fantasy, if you were like me and you were able to get Saquon and like I was able to get Saquon
I
or
think you
the
got
the
him in
fucking
the
fourth
third. I
round,
thought you got him in the third. I could be wrong.
third. Yeah, I got him really late,
Yeah.
and I love it. Um,
Let me see real
I
quick.
think that I'm just really questioning, and I'm gonna put it under the I'm not gonna worry about it yet slash don't know yet. Darius is Tony's usage
Yeah.
in the Giants offense. Seriously, only was out there for like 2 or 3 plays.
Yeah.
2 rushes for 23 yards and like broke dudes off.
Yeah, I
He
think he
can do
won't
everything on the
be.
field.
Yeah, the Giants need a good quarterback. That's really they need a quarterback, and then they'll be able to
Also,
contend
just
for
let
the
Darius
division.
Slay out there, man. Why is he
Yeah,
not like out there getting snaps? Like, I want him to see him used more than just this gadget guy
yeah.
because like he has like Tyreek Hill kind of potential.
Mm, not in terms of speed, but in terms of game breaking, I agree.
Oh yeah, he's still very fast.
Oh, he's
He's
very
still like
fast, but he's
four
not
fours,
Shadon.
4.3s guy. He's not like outrunning every single man on the defense, but he's
Yeah,
still very fast.
yeah.
Um, yeah, outside of that, that's a congratulations to the Giants to playing a team that is gonna probably have a bad year this year.
You know what? Actually, I one more thing. Traylon
Mm.
Burks didn't look terrible, but I don't understand trading away AJ Brown. I don't get it.
Because they didn't want to pay him.
Well,
That's
of course I understand that, but
I don't get why you don't pay A. Brown because
yeah,
AJ Brown is a fucking stud.
absolutely. We saw what he did this week.
Big one, yeah.
Ah,
Um,
on to my division next.
yes.
In division matchup here with the Raiders and Chargers.
Yes.
I saw a very concerning stat earlier. Let me share it with the friends listening along. Derek Carr in his last 12 starts, 5 wins, 7 losses, 14 touchdowns to 13 interceptions and 11 fumbles. It's in his last 12 starts. He's had 11 fumbles.
Yikes.
Okay. Um,
That's
so
like that's Baker Mayfield stat lines.
let's start with the obvious. Their offensive line is doggy dookie. It is not
Yep.
good. And going up against the Chargers, it's impressive that they managed to hang in as well as they did.
Because you're
Granted,
going against like Joey Bosa and Khalil
Khalil
Mack
Mack,
every
yeah.
single.
Granted, the Chargers were without J.C. Jackson. Granted.
Yes. That's
However,
why Devontae Adams had 141 yards.
yeah,
And also because he's Devontae Adams.
yeah. I was gonna say. I mean,
He's gonna break people off.
yeah. So it's just
He's a
the
great
Raiders.
route.
They just don't have. an offensive line capable of hanging in at all. They're
Advantage of all the skill position players the Raiders
yeah,
have.
yeah. Um,
It's kind of funny. Do you remember a couple years ago it was like almost the opposite problem to where when the Raiders had a really good offensive line when they had like
y-
Ronnie Hudson, Clutchy Osemele, and Donald Penn on the left
you
side.
talking like 2018, 2019?
Yeah, maybe even a year prior, but
Okay.
yeah, around that time. But
Yeah.
funny, it's literally their offensive line is just Colton Miller.
Yeah. They
He's literally
yeah.
their only plus starter,
It's
and
not good.
it's what we talked about during the offseason too. It's what's going to hold them back.
And that's
And what else
the
is going to hold them back is the fact that their head coach has a crush on Brandon Bolden.
I yeah, I'm still if we're overreacting, I guess we could look at the Raiders hanging in this one. And we'll talk about the Broncos in a few minutes, but the Raiders did, all things considered, manage to hang in this one considerably well for how many times Derek Carr got sacked and how much pressure was allowed on him. Um,
I think the Raiders still played better as a team than the Broncos.
oh, no question. But man,
It's a better opponent.
I just can't trust that offensive line for anything.
Oh, yeah, and their secondary is also very inconsistent for
Yes,
Oakland.
yes, yes,
Rocky Stan's a solid corner.
yes.
I like that they're having Devon Diablo play linebacker now. He was originally a safety.
Hmm.
I like when teams are making these kind of hard transitions like that, these tough decisions.
Yeah,
Um, Max Crosby is still an animal.
love
I'm
Max
it's happy to
Crosby.
see
Yeah,
happy to see that it wasn't just a one hit wonder with him. That he is very good as an
he had
edge guy.
like 8 tackles. Yeah, Jonathan Abram had a pretty good game too.
Yeah, pretty good game and just not in coverage.
No, I mean
You
considering,
won from a safety.
yeah, yeah, you know, it's what I have to say is it's the fucking Raiders. I don't know what to tell you.
Um,
I can't have an objectively
you were probably
unbiased take.
disappointed if Austin Eckler was on your fantasy team.
Well, guess what? Guess who's my third overall pick? Me with Austin Eckler because he scored what, like 20 fucking touchdowns last year or something like that. Yeah, so
Yeah, he had a great year.
I
And
had
then,
high hopes.
hey, it's week one. I think Austin Eckler's gonna have a bounce back game against
Me too.
KC.
I think they're gonna shred the defense with hopefully some pitch passes, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
He said the
um,
thing. He said the thing.
he said the name. He said the name.
Uh,
Um,
Speaking of
Bill Mack
Chiefs.
on 3 sacks was kind of
Oh
insane.
yeah, true. Yeah, my bad, my bad. I was trying to
Um,
transition with the Chiefs there, but yeah, if we want to talk about
we
that.
can we can transition.
No, no,
We'll
no, no, no.
transition.
We're here. I mean,
I,
didn't
I just
Asante
want to say
Samuel?
between Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack and Derwin James, they had 5.5 sacks. Now I'm done.
Uh, Asante Samuel had the interception as well. That's worth noting.
Yes.
I like Asante Samuel. Um, Chiefs Cardinals.
Yes, Cardinals.
So
Cardinals. Chiefs.
there were a couple things that concerned me.
PFF grades quarterbacks.
Well, hey man, Geno Smith, number 2 easily.
Yeah.
The thing that concerned me is obviously the Cardinals were without DeAndre Hopkins, and they were also without drawing a blank on his name right now.
JJ Watt.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Duh. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, no JJ Watt on defense.
So obviously those are two really, really big hits. The Chiefs honestly looked like, and I'm not just saying this as a Chiefs fan, like just watching the game and how smoothly their offense was running. They're always gonna have one of the best scheming coaches in the league. They
Fantastic.
could have scored 7 touchdowns in this game if they wanted to, but it looked like they just didn't want to blow them out
Didn't
that
they?
badly.
They did score 7. They scored more than 7 touchdowns. Didn't they? They only scored. Oh, they only scored 6.
Let me check real quick.
6 touchdowns. Yeah,
Yeah.
42 points. Yep. So yeah, they could have scored another one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably less some meat on the bone.
yeah. I mean, you're also risking if you're not playing like to run out the clock. You're risking players getting hurt. You're doing all kinds of stuff. So I liked Pacheco getting some later game work. That was nice. The Cardinals
Well,
defense is still nothing to scoff at, but definitely with no JJ, not up to par. Obviously, they're down one of their greatest weapons. It really, really sucks for me that McDuffie got injured because when he was
yes.
on the field,
Played really
nobody,
well.
yeah, I was so happy. If you were here for our draft episode, I had the Chiefs getting Kyer Elam because I really, really thought that the Bills were going to get
McDuffie was
McDuffie.
already gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we
And
traded
then
up
turned
and
out to
snagged him. Yes, I'm so happy it turned out this way.
Yeah, a lot of people were like comping McDuffie to Jair Alexander because of their body types and their play style.
I'm okay with that. I
Um,
like that. I like him a lot.
yeah. Something that kind of pisses me off about the Cardinals is they drafted linebackers in back-to-back draft classes that they don't know how to use,
Yeah,
and or that maybe they don't know how to play.
yeah.
It's one or the fucking other.
Let me start again with positives for both teams. The Chiefs
Sorry,
had
maybe I'm just too negative.
they had what was it, 9 different receivers um, that caught at least 3 passes each, and I believe it was 30 completions if I'm not mistaken. I'm raw dogging that, not looking at the numbers. 30, yes, exactly. Phew. Um,
Oh, be the manic to my depressive.
Mahomes 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. Isaiah Pacheco getting that late game touchdown. Whatever. Nobody better than Travis Kelce to open up the year for us. I'm very, very high on Juju. I think Juju is going to continue developing over the year, but I think this is definitely going to be a committee. I don't think there's a lot of great fantasy options other than obviously having Mahomes or Kelce. I do not count on Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting 2 touchdowns in any other game this season.
I don't even think he's gonna be the lead. Like, I don't even think he's gonna. Your guys' backfield is a committee.
Yeah, I think Jerick McKinnon
That's
is
straight up
probably
committee.
going to lead for a while, and then maybe Pacheco will start getting more work in. I'm very, very high on Pacheco. I love him. Um, and then
So,
for the Cardinals, Buda Baker played well.
yeah,
Um,
but he wasn't, getting torched for big games. Yeah,
yeah, listen,
I'm just gonna call it as it is. The Cardinals did not come out ready to play.
no,
Cliff Kingsbury and Steve Keim both getting those extensions during the offseason
yes,
when the team is not anywhere near ready from a roster standpoint or a
no.
preparation standpoint. It's laughable. Um,
Hey, Zach Ertz owners, we up with that week 1 touchdown. Let's go, baby.
we we
No, I agree with you. Cliff Kingsbury and his lack of understanding of game management, clock management, and overall team management, just not a good look.
Okay, I hate that the air raid offense part of it is based on guys lining up in the same place every fucking time,
Well, you know,
or the majority of times in formation. Like the majority of their formations, guys are gonna line up in the same spot.
yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Well,
But now, let me say one thing positive about this game. I love Justin Reed. I
yeah,
think he's awesome for the Chiefs. Their
true.
safety started banging some extra points. Fucking had a touchback on a kickoff.
True. He kicked it through the
Fantastic.
fucking uprights.
Upright.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
He's got a leg on him. Yeah.
Emergency kicker. Fantastic thing to have on your team.
Yeah. So actually real and true.
Especially since Buckner is gonna be listening sometime.
I
You guys signed
wonder.
another kicker.
Sorry. Do you know how that got
You guys
scored?
signed another kicker.
If you had the Chiefs defense, do you have field goals from the defense? Because he's
So in team defense or special teams,
yeah.
I don't think it would count for you.
That's unfortunate.
But in IDP leagues,
Yeah.
yes, if you have Justin Reed, you are getting those points.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Yup.
Um,
Let's see. Speaking of we up,
oh man. Yeah.
man, Dallas Cowboys getting fucking backs blown out. Okay,
Yeah.
see, my hot take of the day. multiple hot takes. Dak Prescott should be traded.
Yes.
At the end of this year.
His contract is overrated, and
So is he.
yeah.
I'm
Kirk
sorry.
Cousins is
Dak
better.
Prescott is not an elite quarterback.
Kirk Cousins is better.
Kirk Cousins is better. Thank you.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I knew
Kirk Cousins is better than Dak.
Yeah. So
if you can't overcome deficiencies on your roster, you shouldn't be making that high of a percentage of your roster's salary cap.
I am going to say something nice again about both teams to start. Micah Parsons. Nope, that's okay. Micah Parsons almost took this game over.
2 sacks?
Yeah. The only reason that this game would have been even relatively close is because of Micah Parsons.
He beat the fucking left tackle for the Bucks so bad. The tackle was hurt after the play.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also whipped both offensive tackles. He was whipping
really
Tristan
did.
Wirfs to that game.
Yeah.
He's Lawrence Taylor-like.
It kind of was, yeah. He is a fantastic player. I really hope he has a great career. As much as I don't like the Cowboys, I like watching Micah Parsons play. It's just the most consistently entertaining
part of their team
by far. Yeah. For the Bucks, Julio Jones looks. You can definitely tell that he is not young Julio anymore. No one is going to dispute that. But what I do have to say, Julio Jones looks healthy. And I hope he stays healthy. I love Julio. It has been such a pleasure getting to watch him over the course of his career. He has always been such a fun receiver to watch, especially when the quarterback throws an interception and he just hunts that dude down. There is nothing I love watching more.
I love watching his rare touchdowns.
True. Yeah, they never happen. But
they never.
Now
something that I thought was wild was how many. Hey, Julio has to be looking fast in practice.
Yeah.
He was in the game because he was fucking taking end arounds. They had 2 different end around plays for him.
Yeah.
Where he took carries.
Yeah.
And got a first down on like both of them.
Dude, Julio's built different. He is so genetically gifted.
He had a total of like 5 touches for like 86 yards.
Something like that, yeah.
Not bad at all.
No, God, no.
Mike Evans scored the game's lone touchdown.
Yeah. Cowboys.
As I said, consistent.
5
catches, 71 yards.
Here's the negatives.
Down.
Cowboys, only team in the NFL that did not score a touchdown this week. And you lost your starting quarterback. And your number 1 wide receiver, really your only wide receiver, is looking like a wide receiver 2 at best. He has had 1 100-yard game since last November.
And here's the thing, I love CeeDee Lamb coming out of college of Oklahoma. I like him as an NFL player. I think he's great after the catch. I think he's a good contesting catch guy. I worry about him getting separation down the field.
Yeah.
And honestly, kind of worry about him like reading defenses from like a wide receiver standpoint, from his point of view of knowing the holes in the zone coverage of where he needs to go, where he needs to like sit down and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair criticism.
That kind of stuff is what I worry about CeeDee Lamb.
That's really fair. It concerns me because he is very physically gifted, but I just, especially without Dak for a minimum of 4 weeks, Cooper Rush is a better backup quarterback than there are some starting quarterbacks in the NFL. I'll say that.
No.
Oh.
Who is Cooper Rush better than?
Well, okay, not.
This is slander.
I was gonna say Sam Darnold, but he's not starting.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Joe Flacco right now.
Joe Flacco still had 300 yards.
Well, still, I don't know, man.
Hey now, don't you disrespect Joe Flacco with a ring.
I don't know. I like Okay, I guess what I should have said is it's not like their offense is completely stagnant, but it's like they didn't do anything week 1, and with your starting quarterback out going to a backup quarterback, don't expect it to get better, but like you have some good players. You can
Mm-hmm.
you're mostly a defensive team at this point. And you have Trayvon Diggs. So you're either really going to get cooked on that side of the field or you're going to get
You're
2
gonna get
interceptions.
turnovers.
Yeah.
Right? No in between.
And then your offense won't be able to do anything with those turnovers, but you can try.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That
it's
I guess that's it. That's fine.
and the Bucks are loving how vulnerable the NFC is looking.
The thing I'll
Oh,
say about the Bucks, Tom Brady threw that one really bad interception and looked at himself like, "Why the fuck did I do that after?" Um,
yeah. It's his first time. Like he's barely practiced. That
yeah.
one, not too worried about it. But okay, ready to go to Monday night.
Unfortunately, yeah, we gotta talk about this shit.
There's so many things to talk about from here. One, congratulations to Geno Smith.
Real.
They tried writing you off, but you didn't write back.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the hardest line.
He could have said possibly. Everyone's like, "Ooh, he a gangster."
So
Oh,
I'll start by saying something positive and something negative. So the positives
Geno
from the
Smith had the
Seahawks,
best game of his career.
yes, Geno Smith made Seattle very happy.
Mhm.
Um, Something positive for the Broncos. Um, uh, Jerry Judy got a long touchdown.
Jerry Judy had a long touchdown on a underthrow by Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I
Um,
I do like Jerry Judy, but they were my positives. Negatives from the Seahawks. I'm not gonna lie to you. DK Metcalf did not look good. Um,
he looked real mid. A
yeah,
fumble,
yeah. That fumble is the only reason why I won in my dynasty league. By the way, this week I won by a point.
right? um,
And the Broncos, there's so much that I could say negatively. Where do we start? The man on the screen himself, just absolute dog shit performance, just absolutely piss poor. Um, how do
yeah,
you?
which sounds weird because if you just look, if you didn't watch the game, if you just look at the stat sheet that you can look up on Google, it looks good. 340 yards, a touchdown. But if you watch the game, he
Yeah,
took a bunch of unnecessary sacks. He lost yards. Russell Wilson looks lost when he has to play in the structure.
yeah. It's week
And
1 again. I don't wanna read too much into it.
uh, I'll read into things that have popped up his entire career.
Yeah, I was gonna say the consistent bad things in Russell Wilson's career are still exist. Obviously, the
We're
Raiders
taking the back.
managed to outscore them against a better defense in week 1 with
Mhm.
no
Yeah,
offensive line. But it concerns me because the Raiders have no offensive line. Man, the
yeah. The
Broncos.
Seahawks' offensive line is not very good, and the Broncos, the coaching, Nathaniel Hackett. What is going on here?
Yeah, that.
And not only in the fourth quarter, but let's not well, not only that like last drive, but what's up with Javante Williams' usage? I
Yeah,
love the 11 receptions. That just tells me that Russell Wilson just keeps dumping it down, or you're running a bunch of screen plays with Javante Williams.
yeah. Well, I mean, the,
But 7 carries?
there's a
Only
lot,
7 carries
a
to 12
lot
by
of
Melvin
question
Gordon?
marks. Well, I mean, you want to talk about let's talk about Cortland Sutton.
Melvin Gordon also fumbled.
Cortland Sutton was
Javante fumbled
targeted.
too as well. But
Cortland Sutton was targeted 7 times and didn't get a single.
4
Uh,
catches.
did he?
Malone Sutton had 4 catches, 72 yards.
Oh.
Son, okay, people are
Oh,
just
for
acting
whoa,
like
whoa, my bad,
Son.
my bad, my bad. For the line or what I'm looking at here, it says 0 catches for 0 yards. So it might just be one of those bug things. That's my bad, I guess. But
Wait, unless Google's also messing up, but yeah, 4 catches,
4 catches,
72
72
yards.
yards. Yeah. Well, Google's right at least.
Um, and okay, Albert O owners, I don't know how I'd feel if I had Albert O as my tight end because he ran the most routes out of anyone for the Denver Broncos. Only had 5 catches for 33 yards. Andrew Beck, for also a tight end for them, the Horns, had 52 yards
On
and more
2.
yards than them.
Yeah. So if you're PPR, maybe feel good about AO, but
I don't know. I don't feel good about anyone except for Javonte Williams, Jerry Jeudy, and Cortland Sutton.
if you have Javante, please don't bench him.
Especially in a PPR league. Weirdly enough, like his like he gave you 17 and a half points just from receiving, and that's not even his MO.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he actually had 21 points. Well, actually, no, for the fumble. He had like 19 points this week.
Yeah. 11
About
receptions, 65
touchdown and
yards.
fumbling.
Yeah.
He's still solid in that regard. Rashad Penny was having a nice game, but he seems like he's just going to be touchdown dependent.
Mm-hmm.
As a running back. Yeah, that's about where I'm at with this game. I don't think Seattle's going to win many games this year. I think this is essentially their Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think this was like the city of Seattle versus Russell Wilson.
Pretty much.
And Nathaniel
They
Hackett
blew the
shitting the
fuck
bed.
out of him.
I'm hoping that they got every ounce of shit out of their bodies while still in the bed, and now they're going to do the laundry. That's my only hope. I hope that this absolute thumb of a man plays some Madden and learns how to clock manage, learns how to properly play call, learns how to do a bunch of stuff, because this was disgusting.
They got the ball back with like over 3 minutes. Like I
Yep.
want to say 4 minutes for that fucking Lions drive. They
Something like
drained the clock their damn selves.
Yeah, and then that last unfortunate play, they waited 30 seconds to call the timeout, and then they sent in the kicker from 64 yards, and it was good. You know, I really do like Brandon McManus for saying, you know what, they got to the line, that's on me, because that's like accepting responsibility.
Yeah, it got to where he said that he needed to be.
Even if it's not like, you know, if it's not like his fault, I don't know.
Okay, it's not. It's on the coach. The coach should have called timeout right after that play, called up a good play on 4th down, went for it there instead of trying that field goal.
Or a fake kick, you know?
Or even like, I don't know. You could have not drained all the clock and tried to score a little bit faster than what you're doing, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Okay, so that was our reactions to week 1.
Yep.
You just want to go through week 2 real quick and just say who we're taking each matchup?
Chiefs, Chargers.
Everyone have a good night.
Chiefs, Chargers. That's the very first one. This is a difficult game. We don't know if J.C. Jackson's playing. Keenan Allen is listed as out. Harrison Butker is out. Harrison Butker being out is obviously a huge hit because he is one of the premier kickers in the league. Obviously, McDuffie's out, but with Allen out, I feel like that kind of cancels out. If J.C. Jackson's out, I feel like that definitely tips the scales in our favor, but I still think we win the game. If J.C. Jackson's in, I like us for 2.5. If he's not, then I like us for like 5.
Honestly, if J.C. Jackson's in, and if you can find any bet with Chargers plus 3.5, if you can protect yourself from that field goal, I would take it.
Patriots, Steelers.
I think it's gonna be a field goal game. I'm gonna take the Chargers in this game if J.C. Jackson plays.
I'm still taking the Chiefs, but just barely, about 2.5. Patriots, Steelers.
Steelers. I think the Patriots, even with Mac Jones, I don't think they could score on the Steelers defense.
Completely agree. Panthers, Giants.
Giants. I think they're going to keep rolling. And I think Darius Toney has a bounce back game.
I think Saquon has a good game, but Toney has a really good game. And I think C-Mac has a really good game.
Yeah, I think Christian McCaffrey has a good game. I think this could end up being one of those games that people rewatch the highlights from.
Yeah.
Because both running backs are going off.
I could definitely see it. Jets, Browns. I'm taking the Jets.
You know, give me Browns. Give me Cleveland.
All right.
Jacoby Brissett actually playing all right against Carolina. With Carolina actually having a good defensive line, it meant something. So you know what? I think they can hang with the Jets. be in this game long enough
Yeah.
and have it be a low enough score in the game.
I think this is. There's always one game a week that's just wrecked for no reason. So you know what? I'm betting on the Jets. This is my.
Hmm.
This is it for me. Colts Jags.
Okay. This is my game that I think is going to get wrecked for no good reason, especially since it's at Jacksonville.
Hmm.
Give me the Jags. The Colts historically just do not play well in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I think, I think the weakness of this Colts offensive line is at left tackle. They keep rotating their left tackle over and over again because they want Bernard Raymond to get
Yes.
the rookie to get reps there. But I don't think that's going to be in their favor. We're going to see Trayvon Walker. We're going to see Josh Allen try to get some pressure here on Matt Ryan. If they can get home, they are going to win this game.
Yeah. I agree. I'm also taking the Jags. I just think that they have a lot more weapons as well.
I think this Colts team is going to be stunned when they're 0-1-1.
Dolphins Ravens.
Dolphins Ravens. I think Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of payback for last year
I
when they
agree.
made him look mortal when he had like literally just Bateman on the team.
Yeah.
I- um.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are going to unfortunately try to repeat some of what they did last year. I don't think it's going to work out very well for them. I think that Lamar's developed as a passer, and now that he has more weapons, I think that it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, and I'm just very excited to see how Lamar Jackson ends up attacking the Dolphins secondary.
Yeah, same.
Okay, Bucks Saints.
I'm taking the Saints. You know I am. I have to.
Give me Tampa. Give me Tampa Bay. I still think their defense is going to come out and play well. I will say this: Carlton Davis versus Michael Thomas going to be must see TV.
Yeah.
Carlton Davis, the last time they played, was talking mad shit because Michael Thomas didn't really do much against him.
Yeah.
I think Michael Thomas has a good game against him, pops off.
Yes.
But I think TB12 and this Bucks offense has the last laugh. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
I have the Saints by 2.5 in this game.
Ooh, I'm thinking like 24-28. I think it's a 4-point game.
Okay. Yeah, I just have Will Lutz kicking the game-winning field goal.
Commanders Lions.
I have the Lions. I'm getting the Lions with their first dub of the year.
Me too. I think the Lions might roll them,
Yeah.
especially since Chase Young for the Commanders, their edge player, also probably their best player outside. Well, I don't know. I'll take that back. Allen, their defensive tackle, is their best player, but their best edge player, Young, won't be back for about 2 more weeks, and also Allen may be out for this game. I think the Lions are going to run over them. DeAndre Swift's going to have a great game.
Yes, I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is also going to have a really, really good game. Seahawks, 49ers. Oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh, 49ers. Give me the 49ers.
Yeah,
Trey
same.
Lance is going to put on a show. I think both the corners for the Seahawks had a really good game
Yeah.
against Denver, but
It won't
that's
happen
against
again.
very. It's not going to happen this
Yeah.
time. Kyle Shanahan is also going to scheme you up, and I think if one of them gets matched up with Brandon Ayuk, he's going to route him up.
Yup. I'm
There's
starting
no
Lance
offense.
in every league.
Yes, and I think Trey Lance is going to be able to really do some stuff with his legs during this game.
Yeah.
We Falcons
both
Rams.
we both comp Lance to Mahomes, by the buy. In terms
We-
of physical upside, not consistency and not accuracy. The legs are better on Lance, but we both comp his physical build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of them have about the. I would say Lance and Mahomes have about the same arm.
Yeah, I'm
When
fine
it
with that.
comes to like strength,
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
accuracy, like you said, Mahomes definitely more accurate.
He's just got that swagger too, you know. I don't know.
Like, I think it's gonna come. Yeah, the one thing I think people need to remember about Trey Lance, especially the way he holds himself in these interviews, he's 22 years old.
Yup. Same age as me.
He's young. He's the same age as you. He's a
Yeah.
young dude. Like, how do you think you would be holding up, like mentally and emotionally doing all this? Like
Well,
it's not.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would definitely be taking a shit at halftime. Be late coming out.
I'd be on full Lamar at half.
Yeah, I would. I was just getting an IV.
I'm just getting Ivy.
Falcons Rams.
Man.
No, I'm taking Rams. I don't care. I'm not taking the Falcons here. No. Cordero Patterson is not going to get the same value. They're going to be forced to throw the ball, and if you trust Mariota over Stafford, I understand Mariota has good
No.
weapons, but no.
Don't.
It's not happening.
Jalen Ramsey is going to be a problem in this game.
J-Ram is going to be on Drake London.
Yes.
Yes.
So Kyle Pitts could put in work is the thing.
That's why I'm
One
starting
of
him.
them is gonna go off.
Yeah.
I'm. This game is gonna be closer than I think people are really think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
If I could get stupid, well, okay. I really want to see what the line is currently. I'm gonna look up the line currently for this game. I would take the Rams straight up in this game. I think the Rams are gonna end up winning it. But if we're also taking points,
NFL's
here,
largest underdog. Let's see.
is it NFL's largest underdog right now?
The over/under is 47.5, and the line is 10.5 points.
I would take Atlanta with 10.5. I would take Atlanta with 10.5.
I wouldn't, because I think the Rams are gonna want to stomp someone to prove a point.
Maybe.
10.5 points. They know something. If they're willing to
They
put
know-
it at 10.5, that's
know.
big. I'm not
It is
taking
big.
it. No.
Hey, Texas was at 22.5 against
Well.
Alabama.
College is, I don't know.
Hey, how wasn't about 10? Hey, Seattle was like 7.5 dogs.
I don't know. I didn't
Yeah,
look,
the
to be
Denver
honest with you. I
with
didn't look.
opening line.
I didn't look, to be honest.
It was, yeah, it was. I think early in the year is when you can really take advantage of these sports books when they have no
Yeah.
idea what these rosters look like.
True.
I'll take Atlanta 10.5. Seeing that may make me want to put something down later.
Ah.
Okay. Continuing with the pod. So yes, I would also take Rams straight up in that game.
Cardinals Raiders.
Cardinals Raiders. This game's gonna be fun because both of these teams lost and one of them got embarrassed.
Yeah.
I think
I take the Raiders, I think.
that's a rough thing because I think the Raiders actually match up really well
Yeah.
against with the Cardinals. And it just kind of sucks to see it, but yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I would take the Raiders in this game.
If
but
they had D-Hop, I would probably
if they
take the
had
Cardinals.
D-Hop, I would definitely take the Cardinals. The only thing that's kind of, I'm flopping it. Give me the Cardinals in this game. I think it's gonna be
Really?
close.
Okay.
Give me the better quarterback. I want the better quarterback in this game, and I do think Kyler is a better quarterback than
Yeah.
Derek Carr. And also, there is no XP weekend this weekend, so
Oh
I'm okay.
shit, he's popping off.
He's popping off. There's no Call of Duty to play. There's nothing fun to do. Texas Broncos.
I'm taking the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos. I think the Broncos. This is the game where I think we're going to watch someone get embarrassed.
Yeah, Javante's gonna go ham.
Jamonte's going to go ham. I think Cortland Sutton this is the game where I think he's going to go off. I think that
a
one's
buck and a half.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Russ could have
Buck and a half,
about
2 TDs.
300 yards in this game. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna get out to an early lead and try to control a little bit with Javante, but yeah, I don't know. Bengals Cowboys.
I think very similar to what we were saying about Denver Broncos. I think this is gonna be the Bengals trying to make a statement game.
Yeah.
I don't. They're in Dallas too, so I think Dallas is gonna get throttled.
I'm gonna say one thing, and I really think Joe Mixon has a decent game. I think he's gonna get a lot of receptions. I think Micah Parsons is going to make Joe Burrow very uncomfortable. But
I think Jamar Chase is gonna destroy Trayvon Diggs.
oh, that's no question. But Joey's not
Just
gonna
like
have as
Aaron
much time
Donald
to
again.
throw, you know.
Yeah.
So
I mean, how much time do you really need?
both of those guys I think are very, very good streaming options. Yeah, I'm also taking the Bengals. I think the line's like 7.5 or something, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway.
I'll just take a money line. Weird things still happen.
True. Speaking of weird things, Bears Packers. Will this be the first
Bears,
time?
Packers.
No, there's no chance that
There's-
Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers
is gonna pull his
pissed
pants
off.
down to his ankles and shit on the Bears logo. There's not a chance in this world the Packers lose.
It's in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Prime time. After embarrassing in-division loss.
Yeah. Bears feeling
gonna
good
put
coming
up-
off a win. Yeah, no.
We're going to score at least 5 touchdowns.
I was gonna say the score that I have is somewhere around 30-7.
I was thinking like 42 even. Like I think we're gonna. like
Yeah.
go straight life show on them. And watch, we're gonna fucking lose now because I'm saying this on the
No,
pod.
no, no,
Oh,
no. Aaron
no,
Rodgers
no.
owns the Bears. There's no question.
Okay. So then a doubleheader on Monday night. Some
Yeah.
dope for everyone, except if you wanted to watch both games. I hate when they do this. Start one of the games fucking 6 o'clock at that point.
That's what split screen's for, baby.
I
One on the
know, but
phone, one on the
so
TV. Oh, it
annoying.
absolutely is. You know what? I'd be putting the Bills Titans on my phone because the Bills are gonna walk it, but Vikings Eagles is an interesting game.
Watch that be the one game where the Titans actually. You know how the Titans will
One,
weirdly have
yeah,
Bill's number?
yeah.
Watch, that's the game where fucking Derrick Henry just stiff arms the fuck out of them again. They
Derrick Henry
can't
goes for
stop it.
$2. Yeah. Josh Allen leaves with a
Eagles,
concussion.
right. Taking the Bills in that one. Just like you said, you're probably going to take the Bills.
Yeah.
I don't think Stephon Diggs can be stopped.
No. Vikings
Vikings,
Eagles.
Eagles, that's fun.
I think I'm gonna take the
Well,
Eagles.
I'm also going to take the Eagles.
Yeah.
The biggest difference between, I think, what the Packers do and what the Eagles do is the Eagles have two outside corners that I know can shadow Justin Jefferson.
Yes. 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 They just also have more depth altogether. They have more guys that you can fill in for more positions. They have different builds,
Yeah.
different body types.
Their
Like you
defensive,
were saying.
their defensive line
Yeah.
should be pressuring Kirk all game, and offensively they have a great running game.
Yeah.
They have an amazing offensive line that should be able to give Jalen Hurts plenty of time, and we'll see what Minnesota tries to do to slow down AJ Brown. We're gonna see what I think is gonna happen is we're gonna see a lot of AJ Brown in motion.
Yeah. Uh huh.
And we're gonna see a lot of AJ Brown lined up as that X receiver away from like trips and away from like Dallas Goddard and
Yep.
like where Devontae Smith line up.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I AJ Brown is going to have 10 receptions and a touchdown in this game.
Do you think he's gonna like pretty much did what he did to Detroit?
Yeah, but I think he's gonna get a touchdown. I think he's gonna have
Yeah.
probably a buck and a half. It's gonna be some shorter receptions, but he's definitely going to be spoon fed.
I think he's gonna. I really hope AJ Brown just breaks off, just a
I
long touchdown.
I have him in a couple leagues. I would
Pick 'em
love to
off.
see it.
Me too.
This is my toughest matchup of the year, so I would really love to see it.
Really love to see it.
You want to talk about some fantasy streaming options before we head out on this one?
Yeah, let's just do a couple quick streamers.
Chiefs Chargers. Both the Chiefs and the Chargers are without a starting corner. Um, Obviously the Chargers are without Keenan Allen. If you're playing some sort of like FanDuel or some like set your lineup weekly thing, Austin Eckler is going to be a really, really good buy. I think he's going to get a lot of catches. I think he's going to shred the defense.
Josh Palmer should also be pretty cheap.
Yep.
Um,
Chiefs,
see.
obviously, Travis Kelce is always a solid pick. He's probably going to get a touchdown or two, but you never know with the Chiefs offense who's going to be the primary catcher that week. Patriots, Steelers, I would just take the Steelers defense. There's nothing New England can do.
let's see. Any other big streaming options? There's nothing that you probably would want to stream from Jets, Browns.
No.
Same with Dolphins, Ravens. Nothing really. This week really isn't a great week, like a streaming week, sadly.
Jameis,
Jameis,
if Jameis is available.
Start him in your leagues. But that's probably about it.
If you are playing like a DraftKings FanDuel type thing though, C-Mac and Saquon should both have fantastic weeks. I don't know how cheap Kadarius Toney is, but he should have a good week. Jets Browns, I probably wouldn't risk it. If you do, probably go for like Kareem Hunt or something. Colts Jags, I don't think anybody's going to be cheap enough to be worth doing other than Christian Kirk. Dolphins Ravens, Lamar's probably going to be really cheap because of how the Dolphins have owned him previously, but I don't think I'd do that. Bucks Saints, I seriously just play Jameis if you have him in any leagues. I really think this is going to be a good week. Commanders Lions, DeAndre Swift is definitely going to be worth it. Amon-Ra St. Brown going to be worth it if you're playing those FanDuel. Seahawks 49ers. Don't play any Seahawks players, please. You will embarrass yourself. Falcons Rams. I think the Rams are gonna have a good week. I'm starting Stafford, but uh, I wouldn't stream any players in that game. Cordero Patterson. I don't think he's gonna get enough uh, value out of his usage. Um, Cardinals Raiders. I mean, with D Hop out, you never know. Kyler could be throwing to someone else. If you can stream tight end from that game, might get some value. Raiders don't have a great offensive line, but they have a lot of weapons. Texans Broncos. That's more of an interesting one. It depends on how cheap those guys are. You have to kind of consider the relative value, but there's some okay options in that game. Don't play any Bears players, please. Bengals Cowboys. Don't play any Cowboys players is my advice. Titans Bills. I not going to comment on that game because I don't want to be wrong. And Vikings Eagles. It should really be a gun show, but I think the Eagles are going to outscore the Vikings. So if you want to start, Jalen Hurts, fantastic pick. AJ Brown, fantastic pick. I would stray away from the Boston Scott Miles Sanders because I feel like it's going to be a shootout. It's not going to be a control the clock run game. So I think that's about all I have to say when setting your
Yep.
lineups. Anything else to add, buddy?
Nope. Just hope everyone's excited for week 2, and I'm ready for this Thursday night game to kick us off. Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah, and yeah, my birthday, Sunday.
And your birthday's
I
Sunday.
I get to
So
watch Bucks Saints on my birthday. That's gonna be a good fucking
yeah,
game. And I'm not doing anything tomorrow, so I get to watch Chargers Chiefs.
there you go.
Yes, sir.
Nice talking. Well, everyone, thank you for coming out and watching Pitch Pass podcast. It's
Piss
me,
pass.
Brando. Piss Pass.
All right, Brettley out.
R. Kelly's podcast.
Oh my god. Hey, he got charged today. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah. Fuck
Deservedly
R.
so.
Kelly. Yeah. Fuck R. Kelly.
What a note to finish on.
All right. Love y'all.
Oh, guys.
Follow us on all of our socials. I changed the location of them. Hopefully you noticed. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I love you guys. Here, maybe if I do this, boop, there you go. You can see the black screen. You can see all of our socials clearly. Go drop a follow. Feel free to tweet at us if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if we were right about something and helped you win your fantasy lineup. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thanks for hanging out. Drop a like, subscribe if you're still here. Should be uploading another one next week. Brando and I will actually be together next week too.
Ooh, yep. We will be.
All right. Peace out, guys.